Hi everyone. Today I'm having a bit of a quiet one. Last weekend it was a little bit busy as I had a visitor, Will Gudgeon, came down all the way from Polegate down to Oxford to hang out with me, and we also met with Andrea from near Pinhole. And it was a lot of fun, chaotic but fun. Now, speaking about Will, if you see on Will's video, I had him play with a camera that I've recently got, and that is the Diana F+ instant square camera. Some of you might already know what a Diana camera is. The F+ allows you to use lenses, but also what interests me about it is that you can shoot pinhole with it as well, because it has a pinhole fitted. Now this one is the instant square version, and it takes Instax square film, because sometimes it's a little bit of a drag to, go home, develop your film and then scan it and all that kind of thing. I wanted a little bit of instant gratification. I've used instant film for years. I was a big fan of using my Polaroid SX70. I used a few Instax cameras. So yeah, I'm not a stranger to Instax film in any way. Saying that, Instax with pinhole is actually quite difficult to expose with. You have to make sure your exposures are really as close as possible as you can get. It has the worst reciprocity failure going, and so yeah, it's could be a hit and miss affair, but I want to go out and shoot with this, but primarily with pinhole, not with the lens, and yeah, have a quiet one, take some images with this, and yeah, have a bit of fun. On the front of this, I've got a 3D printed cable release. It's just handy to have when shooting pinhole. So I've got a cable release to use with it. So I'm going to show you my little chart here. So lots of research was involved here, lots of testing. So Instax film is ISO 800, it's rated as that. However, when you're shooting with pinhole, if you're indoors, you should rate it at 400 ISO. If it's a sunny day, you should rate it at 1600. But on normal light, like it is today, because it's quite overcast, you just treat it as 800. And then I've got what the light meter says and what you should shoot it at. So for example, you've got 5 seconds, so it should be something between 7.5 seconds to 10 seconds. If it's 15 seconds, 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 90 seconds. If it's 2 minutes, then it's 6 minutes, and so on and so forth. This is actually pretty close, pretty good. So I've only got 5 shots left. The film I've got in here is monochrome film, because it looks really nice with this camera. I've got 1 extra pack of monochrome film, so that's another 10 shots, and then I've got 2 packs of colour film in case I get a bit carried away, but I probably might not use them today. Anyway, let's go. Let me just get this fitted on carefully. So the viewfinder on here as well is for the lens. So I tend to use it for framing, but pinhole will be a little bit wider than the lens that comes on it. I think the lens is 75, and I think the pinhole is roughly 55, thereabouts. So it's relatively wide, it's quite a comfortable field of view. I actually, on the top, taped some guidelines here, which are kind of accurate, a little bit. For my first shot, I'm going to do this monument here. Might get a bit of tree here, and all these gravestones littered about like that. I'm going to give that a go. Excuse the noise, there's a lot of construction going on just over the church here, unfortunately. So it's not as quiet as I wanted it to be. Anyway, so let's check the light meter. So with Instax, you should probably look at the mids. So the pinhole on this is 150, my light meter only gives me 128 here, so I've got to make a slight judgment. So if we say 7 seconds, 7 seconds, ooh. So if it's 15 seconds here, It's going to be about 15 seconds. So you just switch it on here, switch it on. So let's do 15 seconds. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There you go. And now we just wait for it to develop. So this is a little bit of an odd one, but I kind of saw this section here. If you think, let's try and get in a bit. So you got the window with the drain coming out this way. So you've got lots of different geometric lines going on with the image. And I thought it might be interesting captured in a square frame. So I'm going to give that a try. It's going to be something like 60 seconds. So I shall give that a go. Doink. So 60 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. So I didn't do too bad with the previous one. It's a little overexposed, but it's fine. Over 24 hours it's going to get a little bit more darker anyway, but you can see the cross, there's lots of detail. You can see the different headstones and all that, and I've got the tree in shot as well, which is kind of nice. So yeah, there's that one. So we'll see what this one turns out like. It takes a little while because it's a bit chilly today, and these Instax film likes a little bit more warmth. You don't have to shove it in your pocket like with Polaroids. It's a good emulsion with these. It just needs a bit of warmth to get going. So yeah, this one's looking pretty good. It's not too bad. Not exactly the way I wanted it, but still kind of nice. I do like this old church. It's just really old looking. It's nice. Kind of like this with these headstones here in the church here. And you've got this old door here. How well it's going to come out on Instax, I don't know. But let's give it a go. It's a very goofy looking camera, this. It's a shame that it's not all black. I'm tempted to paint it so it doesn't look so kiddie-ish. But hey, it's a cheapy plastic Instax camera that actually delivers really good results. I'm usually quite critical of these Instax cameras, but this is pretty good quality-wise. So yeah, even though I'm using this viewfinder, I just have to think that there's going to be actually more in shot than what I'm seeing in here. But at least it gives me an idea what I'm aiming at. So about 10 seconds. If it's 10 seconds, it's going to be about 20 seconds. I might actually give it a little bit more than 20 seconds, just a little bit. You have to keep in mind with Instax film is that you've got a choice of either blowing the highlights out or having really crushed shadows, because the dynamic range is just very limited with instant film. Considering it's just grey and cloudy, I'm not too bothered about the sky. I don't really care if there's clouds or not, because it's just mostly white up there, as you can see. So with this shot, I'm just gonna probably do 24, 25 seconds to make sure I get some detail down here. So that's what I'll do. something around about 22 to 25 seconds. Let's give it a go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Try that. Yoink. I have to say, it's really nice to be using Instax again. It's a nice little change of pace from using film. Slowly developing. When we get to this point here, I can usually tell that I've done a fairly decent exposure. Might be a little bit over actually, because I can't see the bell tower here. And unfortunately I didn't get the door either. Actually, the detail of the bell tower is starting to kick in now, so. But I'm going to leave it. I'm not going to do another shot. I shall leave it. So I think for my last shot at this church, I'm going to do an interior. I'm going to try and do that. So I'm in the church. Been here before, several times. I'm wondering if there's lights for in here. Is that a light? Might be a light. There's lights. There's lights for that. What about for lights for in here? Because I see the lights up there. Aha, right, spot 'em. So it would be nice to have some illumination. Wonderful. I think I'll do this. It's so nice and quiet around here. I love how quiet it is here. Check the light meter. So it's 4 minutes, and if it's 4 minutes, it's going to be about 10 minutes or so. I could do that, I think. I could do 10 minutes. I'll just leave it here, doing its thing, and sit and chill out and have a bit of coffee whilst I'm waiting. I'll let that do its thing. Go and have a coffee. So I might have miscalculated. I might actually not have any film left in that camera over there, doing its 10-minute exposure. If there isn't, then I'm going to put another pack in. I swear I had 5, but it might be 4. It might even be less. Dear. Actually, whilst I'm waiting, I could talk about this thing I got here. This is a thermal camera. It's a digital camera that shoots on pieces of paper using thermal printer. These are really, really cheap. This cost the same price as a pack of Instax. Bought this from Amazon a while back for my daughter to use, and she really loves it. And it's just black and white images, like strong, contrasty black and white images, but it is very nice for a lo-fi kind of experience. I might take a few snaps with this today as well. So I might have a little look around the old church here and see what I can take a picture of. So have a look. So I'm going to switch on. Look at that. Cutesy, yeah? So let's have a look. Okay, just try and hold it steady. I like this shadow there. Oh. Show you this. And there you have it. That's what the image looks like, kind of like that. So it's kind of gritty and grainy, but also quite contrasty. Oh, hooray. There's film in it. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Even if it's a bit underexposed, maybe it'll get the window. Steady. There you go. What my daughter likes about this is that it actually is instant. You can immediately see the picture coming out. It's a lot of fun and dirt cheap. So if you want to get into instant, start with one of these, particularly if you're doing black and white, because yeah, these are good. So I think I'm done here in 2 Bolton and chill out somewhere else and do a few more photos.